Hello there. Today I was looking for something light to watch and found a gem instead. Under the Boardwalk is an animated comedy adventure film that follows Armin the Crab. He and his friends live on the Jersey Shore and work the beach scene during tourist season. When Armin ends up lost with a sea crab named Ramona, tensions rise between the locals and the tourists. Armin and Ramona must make their way home to stop the coming battle. It's directed by David Soren and based on a story by Lorene Scafaria and David Dobkin. It was adapted into a screenplay by Lorene Scafaria and David Soren. The film stars Michael Cera as Armin, Keke Palmer as Ramona, and Bobby Cannavale as Bobby Marinara. The film is like the crab version of West Side Story. It's got a bit of romance, some bromance, lots of humor, a few musical numbers, and it even ends with an all-out hilarious war between the two sides. It sets down all kinds of crazy rules about the world of crabs and then uses them to make jokes, build stakes, and create characters to love. The world is massive, and there's so much to take in and enjoy, that it can only be called a spectacle. The story follows Armin and Ramona's stories before they intertwine, and then watches them on their journey home together. In the background, we see the stories of Bobby and Mako and their involvement in the brewing war. The cast is filled with voice actors, comedians, and a variety of famous Italian-American actors portraying the crabs of Jersey Shore. The one group of crabs speak like undereducated Americans with a penchant for hanging out at the beach. On the other side, you have the snobby, rich, foreign crabs. You hear a few different accents from them, but mostly British. They tend to look down on the locals and flaunt their wealth. There are lots of stereotypes flying around from both groups for the sake of humor. Most of the dialogue goes to Michael Cera as Armin, Keke Palmer as Ramona, Bobby Cannavale as Bobby, and Russell Brand as Mako. Visually, the film follows 4 different perspectives and spends time with each character going about their personal journey. For Armin and Ramona, this means watching them escape the clutches of danger and make their way back to the ocean. And for Mako and Bobby, this means watching them run around the Jersey Shore causing trouble. There are a few musical numbers, lots of visual gags, and there is a bit of action. The journey is colorful and filled with creative images. It does a good job of capturing your eye and always presenting you with something entertaining or beautiful to look at. Sound-wise, we have the aforementioned musical numbers. There are 5 of them, and they range from full-on flash mob-style songs with lots of people singing to solos for each of the main characters. There are also original songs and scored instrumentals behind them that support the emotions of the journey and build out the atmosphere. You hear a lot of modern pop songs make an appearance from a variety of genres: rock and roll, hip-hop, R&B, etc. On a positive note, this film is nearly perfect. The writing is consistent across the film and doesn't have any fat on it anywhere. It's funny, full of emotion and good lessons, and the creativity when it comes to recreating the West Side Story using the world of crabs is outstanding. They captured the essence of that story and added some modern flair to it and a few updates. It plays out in a highly exciting way, with huge stakes, big emotions, and lots of jokes, and it even has a bit of action in it. The villain is despicable and you love to hate him, the heroes are goofy and lovable, and the world they created is so rich with detail. There's lots here to enjoy. The cast does a fantastic job playing out the stereotypes and making the jokes work. On top of that, Michael Cera and Keke Palmer do a fantastic job of the main journey while Bobby Cannavale carries the rest of it. Michael Cera as Armin is awkward and lacks confidence. You can hear it in his voice and see it in how he manages to twist every bad occurrence into a joke. Cera plays the emotional moments well and even tries singing in this film. His voice is as awkward as he is, but it ends up meshing well with Keke Palmer's far more confident sound. Keke Palmer as Ramona is excited and full of life. She's happy to see the world and all the fun and exciting things in it. Palmer brings an endless pep to the character and does a beautiful job of the songs. She guides Cera through the film. Bobby Cannavale is an absolute meathead during his performance, but he manages to play it like a true idiot. He doesn't mean to put his foot in his mouth, he just can't help it. Cannavale plays out Bobby's emotional journey in a captivating way and nails the musical numbers. The visual journey is colorful and fun while creating a massive world to play in and using it to tell an endearing story. The visual humor is top-notch and can be found all over the place. In the signs on the buildings, the way the crabs interact with the world, and my personal favorite, by showing the crabs from the human's perspective. The musical numbers are filled with lots of moving parts and absurd moments that come out of nowhere, and they even sneak a few jokes in there. The same is true of the action later in the film. It's complex shots of groups of crabs fighting with gag weapons. Sound-wise, the music not only supports the story, it pushes it forward several times in the film. Each musical number is insanely well crafted. They tell you about the characters in the world, and they're catchy. The original songs come in to deliver a ton of atmosphere, and they even get used well during a few of the more positive emotional scenes, like when Armin and Ramona are riding a roller coaster. The scored tracks come in to do the heavy lifting during the sad and romantic moments, and they're so effective that they can have you tearing up. Overall, Under the Boardwalk is a fantastic film that makes masterful use of all of its resources. The visual journey is fun and exciting. There's well-crafted musical numbers and a highly entertaining soundtrack. The cast is doing a fantastic job of their roles, and the story is tightly written and exciting. I'd recommend this film to anyone, but especially for kids. It's a great film. As for a rating, I'd give this film a 9 out of 10. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Bye-bye.